mention that.
So we're not muting anybody, just so you know.
Well, you should have muted Ryan a minute ago.
He's the only one making sense.
No, he said, "Oh, the sooner we go live, the sooner I go to bed." I'm sorry, I didn't realize we were such trouble. Is anyone going to watch us tonight? Or I was looking at the numbers and I'm like, is anyone going to join us, or are we just going to be talking to ourselves tonight?
That makes for a long night.
That is going to be a long hour.
Yeah, hour would be amazing.
Hour would be amazing. Yeah. Yes.
Don't tease Ryan.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is the most. He's excited to hear that we actually might be shooting for an hour. Yeah, that's great.
Well, at least you guys are paid well.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the good news. Well, it's only when Miriam's not on that. Oh, you are on, so never mind. It's fine.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. All right.
Leave us alone.
All right. This is fun, but this is even more fun. Tonight, live on the air. Wait for it. All right, the best part of the show, though.
Why can't anyone solve this drone mystery over the Northeast? That is what we all want to know.
Whoa! No! Hey, bro's gonna start shaking.
And now the FBI and Homeland Security are involved.
Panic over the drones has spread to Maryland.
Look at it! Are these UFOs? Are they a government thing? Like, what are they?
Tonight, Myth or Mystery is dedicating the entire show to the UAP, orb, and drone videos currently being captured across the country.
Seems like there's multiple drones all over this airport tonight, man.
They're kind of like they disappear.
New York's Governor Kathy Hochul saying this has gone too far and still hasn't defined who's flying these drones and why.
There we go. My goodness. What a way. It's the drones that are making all the mistakes tonight, I'm sure. Welcome to Myth or Mystery, our weekly panel show where our panel here, with the help of our viewers, decide if the videos or images we're watching tonight are myth, mystery, or unknown. Remember, the series is heavily reliant on our viewers voting on the videos each week, so please share this video out to get more people to join in. You can only vote for videos on YouTube at Myth or Mystery Live. Though you can comment on the videos from anywhere you're watching from tonight, the link to vote will be pinned to the top of the comments page that you're watching from. Also, folks, please share this out. The drones, this is something that has been on a lot of people's mind. If we're getting actually the media that is really getting involved, you're getting even the government weighing in on it. Tonight, a lot of work has been put into it by Miriam and Harlow to give us a really good look at everything and something for us to, as a springboard, to talk about. Please share this out. This is probably one of the best resources tonight to kind of know what's going on, and also for you to hear what other people maybe have seen, what they think of it. This is going to be incredible. So please, folks, check it out. Share this out. We would appreciate it very much. Let's go ahead and introduce each other here real fast. I'll go first. My name is Greg Bakken. I'm a paranormal investigator, also the host of Ghostbox Radio on AM 950, Monday through Friday at 10:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. We did 2 hours last week and this week about the drones during the program. I'll be talking a little bit about what we talked about in those episodes. But please check us out every night. Our last live show of the year is tomorrow, so it's going to be great. Next up is Harlow. Harlow is co-producer, graphic artist, research and video researcher. Harlow is also a writer and illustrator with her book Plugged into the Paranormal. It's about her lifelong paranormal experiences. Harlow's books on her paranormal experiences, as well as her fiction and art, can be found on Amazon. We're going to be hearing and seeing from Harlow throughout the show, but we will say goodbye for now. Just note, a lot of what you see tonight, a lot of work that's gone in tonight is directly done from her as well as Miriam. So please enjoy the show. Ryan is our video analyst and also resident robot. He might be a drone. We're not quite sure, but we'll find out. We'll see if he'll answer that question a little bit later. He is a 15-year paranormal investigator and the evidence review go-to guy. He always finds things no one else has found, and whether we like it or not, he will hit us with some cold hard facts. And then we have Miriam. Miriam is our psychic medium who specializes in remote viewing, aliens, and clearing dark energies. As you could tell from last week's episode, she is very interested, as we all are, in this subject tonight, and she's going to have some great insight as well. She is also a teacher of spirituality, the paranormal, and bridging the gap between the two. Now, if you missed last week's show, the panel did a great analysis on a possible UFO captured in New Zealand, and Miriam shared with us how she began her alien communication journey. She also channeled aliens. I don't know what the best way of calling it that, so I'm just trying to be respectful, because they're people that she knows them. She's channeled them before. She was hearing them, and we were able to ask questions. It's incredible. Check it out on YouTube at Myth or Mystery Live. And before we get into everything over here, this is our last show. This is actually our last show of the year, isn't it?
It is.
You've muted yourself, Miriam.
God, you guys. I know. Let the jokes come. Go ahead.
I just, and also you had to be the one that hit that screen so that the title was up, because I checked that like 3 times before this screen when I came.
Yes. Would
you mind maybe not touching anything for the rest of the show?
No, I didn't touch anything then. I wasn't. I swear to God, I wasn't touching anything. I swear I wasn't. I wasn't. Wait, but you asked me a question. I'm sad. Okay, hold on, everybody. There's a lot happening. We're not going to be here next week, but what's the date? Today's the 19th. We're not here. We're not here next week, but we will be here Thursday, January 2nd. So it's okay, Violet.
That's why I said it's the last show of the year.
So it's the last show of the year, you guys.
Wow, this is rare form even for you. I know, right? You thought about that hour, Ryan, and
yeah, I'm just running it through in my head now.
Guys, listen. First off, I got a little surprise. I didn't pull up the video earlier because I didn't want Greg to see. Look what I found. Hold on. Look what I found. It's coming. Everybody wait.
These places that have haunted, have well-known cases like that they've turned into these like locations, because like being at Villisca, you could buy a t-shirt that has like the 6 children on it and a silhouetted man with an axe, and you're like, gosh. And you're like, how is that? I mean, I bought 5 of them, but I mean,
come on.
Right?
Guys, first off, I came across that clip. Don't remember doing that at all. Don't remember Greg being on there at all. Wow. I saw it and I was like, what is Greg doing here? Also, why do Greg and I look like we're 15 and now we look like we're 120? Like, what happened?
Talking. You know what's even scarier? And I don't even know why I'm going to put myself through this. If you pull up it just for a second, if you put the video up there just for a second, I think I'm wearing the same hoodie, actually, as I'm wearing tonight.
I already removed it. Hold on.
Well, I don't.
Are you really? I'm
I
pulling
might
it up.
be. I might be. It's
Hold
either that or
on.
the black one. All right.
It's worth it just to know that. Hold on.
Right.
Places that have haunted, have well-known case like.
No, it's black. Thank God, it's black
Yep,
one.
not quite.
Geez. Oh my goodness. I mean, I only own 4, so. You know.
Oh, that's awesome. I had to share it. I was like, oh my God, that's Greggy. Also, hold on. Linda Judd, I watch Unexplained Cases a lot. I love those guys. It was good. Hold on. Violet, you both look so young, but you both look better now. Oh, nice.
Violet. Wow,
Nice,
you're my new
Violet.
favorite person. Yeah.
Nice save.
Yeah.
Annette's going to where she can vote. Awesome.
We haven't had anything to vote on yet, but cool.
Okay, so listen. No year-end clip show or bloopers reel. Here's okay. Harlow has like her eyes were bleeding. She actually did put something together. We just wanted to save it for next year because tonight's a big show. We got a lot going on. But Harlow put she put a long ass thing together. So it's amazing. We're gonna tighten it up a bit and we'll show you guys that next time.
One might argue that every episode is kind of a blooper reel. I got to say one last thing about Unexplained Case. Well, 2 things. First of all, Unexplained Cases always ran before my Ghost Box Live on Sunday nights. We had to wait till you all were finally done before I started. And then Darren actually worked at a TV station in Mankato that I worked at in Mankato,
wow, no
KUIC. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Not at the same time.
Okay.
Thanks,
It's
Annette.
still awesome.
Yeah, nope. It is my uniform, sadly. It's the I'm fat uniform, and maybe someday because it just it fits. Okay, that's what we're looking for these days is what fits. Yeah. Anyway,
That's how you know you're old. What's comfortable? Oh, with my cane and my gray hair.
Do you have a cane? Because you have the gray hair. So
I know.
All right. Is she asking us to stop the show? Because I don't blame
no one knows. we're saying, Greg, we don't want you to beat yourself up. We want you to look good and feel good.
That sounds like a Men's Warehouse commercial too.
It does. For sweatshirts, for hoodies.
I guarantee it. All right. So getting back on track, which is pretty nigh on impossible. Myth or Mystery is an interactive paranormal show with a panel of seasoned paranormal investigators, mediums, plus audience participation. The panel will individually determine myth, mystery, or unknown. Myth is not paranormal. Mystery is paranormal. Unknown means not paranormal, but may not be man-made or faked either. Though none of those will apply for tonight, the audience is polled throughout the show to determine their analysis of each video, myth, mystery, or unknown. When the panel is not unanimous, the audience polling will be the tiebreaker. The audience will also have opportunities to win prizes via the paranormal trivia question segments. If you're watching on Facebook, shame on you. Jump over to YouTube and to join the polling. YouTube polling is at Myth or Mystery Live. There are nearly as many people creating fake paranormal and UFO videos these days as there are people trying to capture genuine evidence. What a line that is so like real right now. Add to the capabilities of modern technology such as hologram projection, jetpacks, and programmable drones. It's becoming increasingly more difficult to know what is real. That's why shows like ours, Myth or Mystery, are important in helping us to remember to always use our intuition and evaluate with a critical eye. Ryan, let's take a look at the Myth or Mystery community polling page, please.
Yeah, so as you guys know, we like to stay engaged with you in between shows through our community page on YouTube. Head on over to @Myth or Mystery Live and then click on community. Harlow posts all kinds of fun stuff there. Before we get into this week's question, though, the new Conjuring movie will be coming out in September 2025. Harlow's been tracking the interest that has been growing in our community page around one of the characters there, one of the demon, whatever you want to call it, Bathsheba. Each week, and leading up to our Conjuring episode in January, new questions regarding Bathsheba will be up on the community poll. Miriam, Greg, and Penji will then be answering those questions leading up to our January episode. We'll answer our first question tonight after the community poll. This week's polling question is, what question do you most want answered about Bathsheba from The Conjuring? Number 1, was she really a witch? Number 2, did she sacrifice a baby to Satan? Number 3, did she haunt the Perron family? Number 4, did she hang herself from a tree? Harlow said that after researching, she doesn't believe any of the options are true, but I guess if I have to pick one, it would be, did she have anything to do with the haunting of the Perron family? Greg, which one would you pick?
I was going to also be kind of like, I really don't have one because whatever, but kind of like Harlow. But, because of the way Harlow said it in her answer, I think I want to kind of go with that too, because in a way, in my mind, it makes sense that if nothing else is true of her background, and just saying if that's the case, maybe she still did haunt the Perron family because she just is annoyed by the legacy that people perceived about her.
Yeah, I would say the same. I'd want to know if she was the one that was haunting the parents. What about you, Miriam?
I mean, I'm with you guys because I've never seen The Conjuring. I have no idea who Bathsheba is and why that's her name. But I think I would just go with what you guys said. Because Harlow's done all the research and she already has all the answers. But people still want to know.
Well, it's almost like if someone 50 years from now made a film and they just picked your story, Miriam, as as we need somebody in the film, and they pick you, base it off of you, but turn you from what you are to utterly evil, and putting that. Well, I mean, maybe it's not too far.
Maybe not
all right, but I get it.
So anyway,
look at what Sticks Boy said. Did she like and subscribe to Myth or Mystery? Also, did she hit the bell for future current? I thought that was funny. Anywho,
and probably not. That's the sad thing about it. So
okay, so now let's do
this. You guys ready to answer the first question? The winner of the recent poll?
Yeah.
All right. First, can you show me yes, please? So you see circular motion. Can you show me no, please? You see how it changed? Can anyone see me? Can anyone do you?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we got you, Greg.
God, so needy.
Are you asking the question?
Oh, Ryan, you ask.
Okay. Did she haunt the Perron family?
Did Bathsheba haunt the Perron family?
Yes.
No.
No. She also said to me, I didn't do anything. Why do they keep bothering me?
Why does Myth or Mystery keep bothering me? Thank you.
So we're only doing the one question a week leading up to The Conjuring. So if you guys have questions, put them in the comments or email us, mythormysterylive@yahoo.com. So each week we'll do a question leading up to the analysis of The Conjuring.
Absolutely. So that was fun. That's very, what I love about that is that we validated each other there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this stuff is real after all.
After 15 years, you're still not sure?
No, I had an opinion, and it's starting to change it. Okay, so because tonight is dedicated to the unprecedented drone orb events taking place, both images 1 and 2 will be combined, and you'll be able to vote on all the images as a whole. Now, please listen very carefully to how we're going to do this. Voting myth tonight means you believe the government is involved, okay? Once again, voting myth tonight means that you believe that the government is involved. Mystery means it is paranormal or not of this earth. And of course, unknown is your third choice. Okay? Is that funny to you for some reason?
Yeah, you had a long description for the first two and then the The
Oh.
unknown is just, it's your third choice.
Again,
Obviously, it's your third
That
choice.
was the writing. I am not a writer. And it just occurred to me, Harlow, with everything we've been doing, I think I forgot to put your voiceover on the image one. And I feel like I'm having a deja vu on top of all of this. So, okay. Let's do this, folks. Let's see what who knows? We've been so busy. Who knows what I put together? Hopefully it's
Hopefully
the
all right. So once again, because Miriam talked for 10 minutes just now. So,
leave us alone.
So tonight, once again, voting myth means you believe the government's involved. Mystery means it is paranormal and not of this earth. And of course, unknown is the third choice. So that being said, you will vote before the panel analysis video on video number 1. It'll be played a few times. You'll then have a total of 60 seconds to complete your vote. This is really interesting stuff tonight. This is going to be great. I think you're going to really enjoy this. Here is image number 1.
This thing out. Anytime I try to zoom in with my camera all the way up to the drone, this is what I get. It has a round, like, shield around it. Fucking nuts. Well, right, that's zoomed in, 100, 208. And I'll show you the drone right now. Up in the sky. All the way up there.
Something's going up real fast. A plane? I can't tell what it is. Whoa, is that moving quick? That could be a drone. I don't know what the hell that is. But that is quick. There's only one remaining right now. Whatever that green flashing one is, he moved quick around it to get it. Super quick. He's like right there with it. Oh, he's like right on it. Ooh, that whatever it was just shut down the drone, if that was a drone. Holy crap.
You know, when things like this are happening, it seems everyone starts to look up, like my crew and I have been here in Mendham recording this video that you're looking at right now. We have no idea what it is, if it's a natural phenomenon, because it could be, but this is why so many municipalities are now asking people to reach out and send their videos to them or to experts who might be able to sort out what they're seeing in the skies. But I guarantee there are so many people looking up and making those recordings.
man, watching that video, it's like, isn't this how the film Signed started? Geez. Polls are now closed. Panels will begin their analysis. After the panel analysis, you'll all get a chance to vote again. We're going to show a video of here's what we know so far. You want to pay attention to this. This is pretty incredible. Here's what we know so far.
Here's what we know. With drones, orbs, and potential UAPs currently filling our skies, but unexplained by the government, it's understandable that videos online have gone viral. Myth or Mystery has gathered a small compilation in an attempt to represent potential answers. They come from different sources, some unverified, so it's up to each of us to use intuition and logic to come to our own conclusions. Here's an example of what the U.S. has accomplished before.
We launched a spacecraft 7 years ago from Earth, a moving platform, towards the asteroid Bennu, a moving target. We arrive there. It does a touch and go, grabbing material on that touch. It packs it into a capsule. That space probe continues, intersects Earth, deploys the capsule such that on the rotating Earth, it lands within a zone in the Utah desert. And that spacecraft continues on to another asteroid. We did this. We pulled this off.
Some online reports have described the drones as being the size of small cars. In this video, we're shown 3 larger drones featured at military conferences.
What the plasmoids are all about. Drones, not so sure, but look at this. This is from 2022. The military is working on a new technology where they are shooting lasers. I know this sounds insane, but it's in the article. Go look it up. They're shooting lasers up into the air to form plasma balls. And what those would do is act as a distraction for air-to-air combat. Okay, so like if World War III were to break out and the war were to come to us and there were heat-seeking missiles, they would shoot the plasma balls up into the air, which produce heat, and would then attract the attention of the heat-seeking missiles so they wouldn't hit their target. Bam.
This is actually recorded by an ABC7 news crew down in New York City yesterday. No kidding around. These orbs may be plasma orbs that are originating from us or from somewhere else. Just not sure. I'm meteorologist Todd Gross, and let me tell you the problem. The biggest problem of all is that you see this, we're not sure that this is an orb. This is taken with iPhones. And when you point iPhones and other cameras at bright lights, it makes it look very similar to the way the actual orbs are taken by professional news crews. So the whole thing is getting mixed up with a ton of misreports. In other words, reports of things that actually aren't the orbs and aren't the drones. So let me just clarify what is going on. Finally have something that isn't really a conspiracy theory. It's really a mystery in the skies. There have been drones for weeks that are 4 feet wide, 4 feet long. They're roughly square, and they've been emanating mostly in New Jersey, but they're in many other states now as well. Some folks have seen them actually spraying things. Now, in addition, there are these mysterious orbs which are just floating around, and sometimes the drones have been seen to approach those orbs. And that really deepens this mystery, because earlier I did a video on what the possibilities were, but if there's some sort of fight going on, or if the drones are out trying to figure out what those are or to disable those, this sounds crazy. It sounds like conspiracy theory stuff, but to be quite honest, there's really something going on for a change that we do not know what it is.
For more on this, let's bring in Jeffrey Thompson. He is the CEO of Red Cat Holdings. The company supplies sophisticated drone technology to the U.S. military. What do you think is going on?
Well, I'll say it's probably not our adversaries. I don't know, any adversary that would actually use proper FAA lighting to display where they are. It would be way too easy to shoot them down. They're slow moving. They're big. So I definitely take adversary off the table right away.
When you look at these videos, and I'm sure you've seen what a lot of people have seen online, can you identify what type of drones these are and what they might be capable of? Because one of the things that people were initially concerned about is that they were, not the drone that you buy at Best Buy or something. It's the size of cars, some of these.
Yeah, they do look much larger than a consumer drone. Red Cat has two products. We've been accused all week of possibly being the culprit. We have the only commercial drone swarm available for 80 drones that can be launched by a single operator. We also have a FlightWave 130, which is a bigger drone that has very long flight time. And these drones that you're seeing in these videos have very long flight time. I can tell you right now, it is not us. Please stop calling me. So there's a lot of, that they're big, the fact that they're large, that's the only thing that seems really odd to me, as I'm actually trying to figure this out. But they should have remote ID if they're already flying with proper lighting. All drones are required by law to have a remote ID.
But I was in the Air Force for a substantial amount of time with the early GWAT. I had a TSSCI clearance, it's the highest clearance you can get. I was in aircraft, space, and airspace control. And I can promise you one thing, nothing goes into our airspace without our permission. Nothing. There is not a single thing that goes into the airspace over our country that we do not know about and give permission to. And if it does not have our permission, we absolutely will shoot it down. Now, whether you hear about that or not is irrelevant. We will shoot it down. And that goes for every base we have across the world. So the government absolutely knows what these things are. And they either are putting it there and they don't want us to panic, or they didn't put it there and they don't want us to panic. But 100% they know what it is.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Nice job. That is a really nice,
really good,
scary summary of everything. So nice. Thank you for that. That's incredible. Okay, let's do our summary here, our analysis, and see what everyone's thinking. And tonight, like we mentioned earlier, there is only one video tonight. You saw it. We're going to take more time on this. We're going to really break this down. So just everyone, put into comments what you think it is. We're going to have a conversation about it for sure, and we're going to start the analysis, and we're going to start it with Miriam tonight.
All right, so I want to start by sharing our the reading I did last Thursday. It's short; it's about 40 seconds. That's happened. There's humans that started playing, and drones were intercepted by alien groups. Some drones are are man-made and man-managed. Some have been intercepted and are being utilized from and by other alien life forms. They are not doing it to damage or scare. They are doing it as a warning to become aware that we are not the only ones in this universe. Stop acting like it. Okay, so then Greg, do you mind putting back the regular layout? Because I want them to be able to see these videos a little bit bigger. So what's been shown, some of these orbs that have been shown are reminding me of a session I did with, I believe last year or maybe 2 years ago now. Short. Is just a simple communication. It isn't a form of fighting. It's just a communication. It's just how communication happens. Does that make sense?
Does it seem as though these are two different alien energies? Two different?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So, okay. So those orbs, if you want to call them that,
Out. Let's see how that works.
Remind me. They come from a planet beyond Mars and like behind Mars. And who I'm speaking with right now is the group with the white light. They work regularly with these tribes that are open to communication, open to learning, open to developing. Not really here to do anything other than to learn and to communicate. I am asking them their name, identify themselves, and they're showing me the letter N as in Nancy, the number 4, 30.
I just Googled N430, and it comes up with Kepler 430b is a Neptune-like exoplanet that orbits its G-type star. So we've got the N for Neptune, 430.
I got yes responses for everything that she was saying with my dowsing rods. I also asked if they were communicating with tribes in that area, and it said yes. Could we better learn to communicate with you in the future? That's when it was like boom, like fast, like a hard yes.
So I showed those because the visual is very similar to what we are seeing now. And the communication piece is key, right? So I don't know if you guys need to see it again, but in the first one I showed, you could see there is an overlap happening. Yes. And that is their form of communication. So
do you want to show that again real fast?
Yeah, thanks. I think it was this one. Let me see if it lets me.
You should be able to move it forward if you want.
Okay. I think we're just on such a delay, all of us, that it's okay. So now see if that works. Let me remove it and put it back up. That wasn't working.
Funny that.
Hold on, it's not. Oh, can you see it, Greg? Are you able to move it?
Let me see. What's the name of the video on the bottom there? Is it the never before scene?
Yes.
Let me see if I can get that up there. It's not showing up. It removes all of us. Let me remove and add it myself. See if I could do that. Well, I shouldn't be able. All right.
Okay, now let me add it here from there.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, did you delete it from the?
I didn't mean to. If I did.
Hold on. Let me see if we can see it in this one. Well, this is interesting. Why?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, hold on.
There's those two that come close to each other, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do they come from? And what's their purpose?
Okay, finally.
Ben does have his dowsing rods out. Let's see how that works.
They come from a planet beyond Mars and like behind Mars. And who I'm speaking with right now is the group with the white light. They work regularly with these tribes that are open to communication, open to learning, open to developing. Not really here to do anything other than to learn and to communicate. I am asking them their name, identify themselves, and they're showing me the letter N as in Nancy, the number 4, 30. See, that one I don't think has the showing them connecting and communicating. This one does, if it'll play. They're telling me that the interaction that's happening is just a simple communication. It isn't a form of fighting. It's just a communication. It's just how communication happens. Does that make sense?
Does it seem as though these are two different alien energies? Two different.
Okay. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. That was really anyway. So I show all of that for obvious reasons, right? There's something similar happening. And my read last week on one hand, as it's so interesting because you do a read and there's interpretation involved. There's also life that starts to happen, right? And if there's noise, right? And if you're pulled over here and you're like, oh, that was way off, or pulled over here, it's like you have to get past the noise. So what I can tell you is this. I never felt it to be a foreign country, an adversary, like they're saying. And that seems to be aligning. It definitely is a combination of government and alien groups. The government's very aware. I feel like we can take, there's some stuff that we can take at face value, but at no point have I felt intuitively like there was a shock or awe. I feel like there's a understanding that humans have to come into, which is not all humans are ready and capable and prepared for acceptance of other life forms. And so it's not a defense of the government, but it's an understand there are people that will shoot at or assume that everyone now is alien, or they will look for things that say, oh, you're an alien and you are here to hurt us. Because of movies, because of life, we have been programmed to believe and think that aliens are going to hurt us and are somehow here to blow us up. And so there's a balance that the government has to play to keep people from becoming scared. There's three things at play I'm being shown. One is humans getting, like a group of people getting together and deciding to all fly drones at the same time. There's that. There is a, hang on, I got to be careful what my words are here. There is also a project that is underway that only was capable of practicing it and having it happen in full view. So there is a combination of people owning drones. There's a combination of government drones and alien aircraft intersecting and intervening as a part of a project. There's this energy that this one group has that has said this to me before, but is very almost, I want to say almost silly like, where they say, you know, we've said before, if we showed ourselves in plain sight, most wouldn't believe it and would walk right past. If we show ourselves in plain sight in a ship, most wouldn't believe it and would look right past. So there's a combination of these three things going on at one time. There's doesn't seem to be there is no threat. What I am unsure about, and I'm asking about right now, there are, so some of those orb-like videos, some of those orbs are actually manufactured through us, the government. Some of them are a device that comes off of a ship that assists in what we do. And so those orb-like, some of those orbs are recreated. Some of them are like a tool. That's the word I was looking for. A tool that comes off of other alien craft. And then there's this third. And this third orb-like creature morphs into other things. This third one should give us pause, because that third, I don't know what to call it, ship, orb, entity, is what has thrown things off a little bit. So had this other energy not joined in, the panic or the what is happening would have been different and not as heightened. That heightened sense of alarm is coming from this third kind of being that intercepted human-made drones that were being utilized for fun, and then are also bringing in their crafts into a space that they weren't invited into or welcomed into. And it threw things off. And it's caused confusion. And so if that piece had not been there, you would have been able to more clearly define what was taking place. And bear with me, some people would have been able to cover it up a little bit easier and kind of tone things down. Look over here. Let's move on. I feel the need to say this. The work that is taking place is important work. And we are not being left in the dark because of something negative. It's because the work is important and will actually allow us to all evolve at some point. And I feel the need to share. This isn't me, this is who I'm speaking with. That we be a little more patient with the government and how they dole out information regarding alien life. Because it has to be done quietly, gently, and in a way that allows us to hear it, believe it, and embrace it. Otherwise, there's panic and fear, and it is unnecessary. The group that I'm speaking with right now is not my family. It is not the group that I channeled last week. It's a different group. They're like a middle, they're showing me like, they're like a middleman. They're not a low vibration, but they are more earth-like, more human-like, almost to the point to where we wouldn't recognize. And they are the ones that are interacting and dealing. I will not give out names or locations or of who they are. And I won't describe what they look like. But they are the ones that work closer with Earth and work directly with Earth. The beings that go above and beyond our level, we are not capable of communication with yet. Humans are not capable of communication with them yet. That requires an enlightenment and an evolution that has to take place first. So understanding now that we had 3 sources and this third party that crashed the party, if you will, is what took things and made things go a wire. Is that the word? Like bad. And more difficult to manage and maintain. Questions before I disconnect from this group?
I don't have any.
Has that third party done this before?
I'm sorry, ask that again.
Has that third party done this type of thing before?
Yes. Yes, and I'm glad that you asked that, because they are part of the problem, not the solution. But they are not. They stopped me. What else? Are there anyone in the comments?
Annette asked, is this just the beginning?
Yes.
And then Linda asked who you're channeling, but I think you explained that pretty good.
But Annette does ask, why do you say tribes?
Oh, yeah.
In the video?
Yes, I think that was the video, yeah.
We were dealing with American Indian tribes.
Okay.
Actually, that are still in body, that we're communicating with those groups. Hang on, I have something more. We work to bring peace in a way that is balanced for all, not just one group on the planet Earth. Planet Earth is reeling from misinformation, suffering, and a lack of connection to one another. Our only understanding of life is connection. You all have lost it. Because of this, you will continue to suffer. We teach connection. We teach your military connection to one another. We ask and work with your military to bond deeper. We teach love. And even though, hold on, the project we are working on is in its early stages, we have faith that we will assist in finding the balance, the peace, and the connection you all so badly need. Go easy on each other and those that carry information. But most importantly, putting yourselves in a position of balance rather than power. When we align, we no longer look to someone else to lead. You look to yourself to lead. Lead yourself and bring others with you. Okay. I'm sorry. I wanted to describe them because I love the way they look and feel, and they stop me. You know, last week I did say, they told me I talk a lot, so thank you. Anything else before I go?
Linda asked, how do we raise our frequency so we can communicate with them?
Meditate, healthy diet,
Well, there goes me communicating with them.
Me too.
Also, let's see. I have 2 more questions. Okay. Joanne asks, how many years have they been here?
Clarification: they are not on Earth. They, I've heard this from many different families. Earth is very toxic. Higher vibrations will not set foot here.
Oh, yeah. Bad neighborhood. And then Chuck asked the question, are there other countries being watched that we haven't been told about?
What does he mean by that?
I think what he means, and Chuck, you tell me if I'm wrong, that I think he's thinking that the ones that we're getting the reports of is that's being watched. And I think he's wondering if basically the entire Earth is being kind of like looked at and part of all of this in the grand scheme of things.
Planet Earth was already looked down on. It didn't mean this situation did not make it worse or better. Other planets, in order to preserve the universe that Earth is in, other planets have had to intervene because of the path of destruction Earth is on. Other groups that hover or may watch do so only to be able to intervene and step in. Those that feel that there are these groups of aliens that are out to destruct Earth need to stop, because Earth is destructing itself. Human beings are destructing themselves. They do not need assistance from aliens, unfortunately, for that. Getting scolded here.
Now, Ryan, are you hearing any sort of like buzzing sort of when Miriam's talking through? Because I'm getting it's not heavy, okay. But there is like the, you're not hearing it, huh?
Nothing more than normal. I hear my fan running, but that might be toning some of it out.
No, it's a little interesting. I don't know if anyone is picking that up at all. If you are, let us know. I'm kind of curious. One more question. Violet asks, are there more? I think you actually pretty much answered. Are they more worried about humanity or more hopeful for us?
Oh, that's a nice question.
You don't hear that?
I don't know yet. We don't know yet. They keep stressing that we need to come together and go easy on one another.
You get it now?
Yeah, I heard that. It's feedback. I don't know where it's coming from.
I don't know where it's coming from. It's not coming from Miriam, though, I don't think.
I'm just checking in one more time with this other group that was causing that's created the chaos, the problem. They describe them sort of like a bunch of teenage boys just like looting. But that looting causes harm.
So they're running around playing pranks without knowing what the damage could be done.
Right. They're children. And so ultimately, children teach. It's my dog drinking water, FYI. Children teach. So he says, take it with a grain of salt. When children teach, they don't realize they teach, but what they do is mirror back what's already there in the individual or in the adult. Okay. And so these children come through and they stir up. And then and a good portion, as we know, of the world is looking and wanting to be stirred up and scared. And then you have the portion that's willing to say, what is this? It's okay. Don't mind them. They've stirred things up, and so now we talk. Don't mind them. Okay. I'm coming out.
Okay.
Are you safe to come out?
Yep.
Am I still on Earth? Damn it!
No free trip home for you.
So myth or mystery? No, I'm just kidding.
Myth all the way.
Oh my goodness. Ryan, do you want your normal setup or?
Yep. Let me share it right here for you.
Can't wait to hear what Ryan has to say.
Well, I don't know if I want to go following that now.
Linda's asking, are we still voting? We did vote, Linda. Thanks for paying attention tonight.
We're still on analysis portion here.
Yeah, this is still the analysis.
This is the reason why I'm excited about Ryan's is because there's human made stuff involved. So it's like, you know, that I want to see. Oh, sorry, no pressure.
How does the robot deal with human stuff? That's
right. Okay, so I took a couple of them from the initial clip that we did, and I just chopped them up here. We're going to play them through. So this one is that first one where it falls out of the sky. Now, down here, these little white lights, that's an airplane in the sky. That's just going along, minding its business. The one that's falling right now, I'm going to play it again so we can kind of watch how it is. The problem with looking at things in the night sky, even in the day sky, you don't have anything to compare to, so you don't know how far or close things are. To me, if I had to guess, just looking at the lights that this thing has and everything, it's a consumer drone flying against, who knows what that could be, that orange thing. It could be another airplane or helicopter just holding up there. It could be anything. But this little dot, to me, this looks like somebody's taking their own drone, flying it kind of in front for the camera to make it look pretty, and then they send it straight down because the lights are still blinking. Even on my kid's drone, the lights blink. That tells you one will be like red and one will be like blue, so you can tell front, back, left, right, that kind of thing. That's why it looks like it's different colors, but they blink. Sometimes they're solid. This is kind of along the lines of what you were saying, Miriam. The more people hype this up, the more people are going to fake it and try to get some notoriety for this. This one, to me, says somebody went out in their backyard, filmed their own drone, sent it down to the ground, and they're hoping to get notoriety or a couple of likes on Facebook for it. That's what I think this one is.
Well, they got 3 million, so it worked.
It worked for them. Now, this one clearly is being filmed from inside the sky. What I'm looking at on this one are the lights on either side of it. I see 4 distinct lights. They're kind of on all 4 sides of it. Now, the bigger drones will have lights like that where they have to mark where they're at. Usually they'll have like a tail number, the frequency that the controllers are registered with the FAA. They know what these things are. To me, that's what this is. Being that it's up high enough that a plane is getting relatively close. Consumer grade drones can only go up so many 100 feet. Above that, you need special controllers and special frequencies to control them. That's when you start needing FAA licensing and stuff. So I think this one is one of those that needs an FAA license, but I don't think this one is alien or anything like that. I think it's something somebody saw, and I question the timing of it. To me, the vibe that I'm getting is this is an old video that they're pulling out because of the relevance to the subject matter now.
Well, what's interesting too, Ryan, about this video is, for me, energetically, that feels like the only way I can describe it is like plastic. Like it,
Sure.
like it feels human. Like that's when I'm always saying like it feels physical to me. Like it felt, even though it looks incredible, it feels physical. Yeah.
Sure, I get that. The other thing I wanted to point out with this one, here and here, we have the lens flares from reflecting off of the window of the plane that it's on. So this thing is casting its own light, and it's reflecting off of the side of the plane or the window of the plane that this is being filmed from. Just wanted to kind of throw that out there too. This is one that was from the film. I didn't do much with it. This to me just screams plastic toy.
Yeah, me too.
You know, again, in the night sky, we don't know how big or small these things are, but to me, I swear my kids have had one or begged me for one of these. They're these little handheld things that you throw up and then they'll light up and then like come back down, and you know, you can just kind of play with them like that. And I think somebody got creative with where they put the camera and threw those up in the sky, and that's what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
Now, the ones that are interesting to me are these.
Yes.
Now, I understand you zoom in far enough on something, it's going to do some weird stuff. You got the energy from the earth and the radiating heat waves and things like that. It does weird things. It's the mirage effect. You know, if you look at something far enough away in the hot or the road, you know, it'll start to do the mirage thing. So that could be what this is doing too. It doesn't feel that way to me. I don't know how to describe it other than it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I did that. So I went and I started kind of digging through or going down a rabbit hole with this one. I was looking for other kind of weird orbs. What I would call this is an orb. You know, it's got the nice circle, but then it's got this centerpiece here. That's kind of that one, and it almost seems like there's one here and maybe one here that kind of rotate inside it. I'll play it again here so we can kind of look for those things inside of it that are rotating.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
That's kind of what I'm looking at. To me, it almost looks like a gyroscope. As a kid, I had one, and they were fun to play with. You know, you rip the cord and then you try to make it turn, but it would always hold itself steady because it's how a gyroscope works. But like I said, I went down this rabbit hole and started looking. Somebody claims that they took this one super high res. Again, it's hard to say what this is without anything more. They claim it's an orb that they took, you know, of one of these drones.
Recently,
this was
okay.
This
That's
is one that
incredible.
popped up on my reels not too long ago. You know, multiple light sources within this thing. If we can trust that this was zoomed way in on with some super high definition camera, it could be somebody's artwork too. I don't know for sure. I just found it interesting with all the different lights and cameras or colors inside of it. Going back to this one, also sent me down a different rabbit hole, and that's why I wanted to bring up all the different kind of wheels that are inside of it. And that was the biblical approach. This is, according to some accounts of the Bible, this is what an angel looks like. It's called an ophanium. It's a bunch of wheels surrounded by eyes. Now, if you want to follow the Bible, angels are not made in God's image like humans are. They're kind of created and they look kind of terrifying sometimes. And that's what this is. To me, that's what this is kind of giving off, those same vibes. I don't know why, but that's with all those weird things spinning inside of it. That's kind of what I see. Not saying it's an angel. I'm just giving different things that I've found that I found interesting.
Can I
saying it's an angel? You're saying it's an angel?
Can I add something to that? Just with the group that I was communicating with, when you, not that I'm, when you deal with energies that are so evolved, there's such a light, there's an overwhelming lightness and love that I feel like would match an angelic experience.
Sure.
And so I just find that interesting. And as you're talking, just from an intuitive perspective, it's like I feel like you were able to cut through the noise of the human stuff and get to the one or two moments that were really otherworldly, which I think is really cool. That's why I was excited to see what you had to do.
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
So I wanted to kind of bring it all back together here. This is a map of just, I don't know how to say it, Monmouth County in New Jersey. All the reports that they're getting, obviously white means a lot more. So they're kind of not really localized, but they are at the same time. You know, we got a lot of them going on here and up in here. Made me want to take a look and see kind of more things that might be out there. So I pulled up just a quick Google search. This is a map of what the FAA has for all UAVs, so unmanned aerial vehicle licenses. What I was talking about earlier, where people have licenses to fly these things because they're going up into airplane space. The FAA needs to know about them. They need to be able to track them. So that's a lot of them. Now, some of these aren't active licenses anymore. They've expired, but I think they went back to 2016 to current on these. A lot of these are military. Some of these are colleges doing whatever they need to do, robotics clubs, things like that. But when I overlay that with a map of the reports that are coming in, we can kind of see the patterns here. You know, we have a lot of licenses coming in here, a lot of them in Florida, and a lot of them in California. And that's right where all these major reportings are coming in right now. So I can, when you said you have three different things, Miriam, it really hit home because I have three, I guess. First, when I started digging into this and started hearing about this, I just felt like this was something real that happened, and the military is now trying to cover it up almost, or make us not freak out by throwing a bunch of drones up there. And the people then, you know, they heard drones. So of course, well, I got a drone, I'm going to throw it up and try to see what I can capture in the night sky, or try to show people, you know, you got the human element in there by throwing up all their drones. That's just creating more and more chaos and confusion. And one thing too that I don't know why, but I can't get out of my head. And the more you were talking tonight too, the more it started making sense. Way back when Roswell happened, we were doing all the atomic testing. And I know that there's a theory out there that aliens were visiting during that time to make sure that we didn't destroy our planet. I was digging into this, that this is happening now, or the original things came to see us because supposedly we lost a nuke or some kind of highly radioactive material over on the East Coast in New Jersey. And the military sent up all these drones to try to look for it. They're kind of, they have like radioactive sniffing noses or sensors on the drones. They can throw them all up and try to find this thing quick before it gets into bad guy hands. Which to me, if they were coming back in the 50s and 60s when we were doing all this testing, or I'm sorry, earlier than that, but and then if we lost something now, they might come in to make sure that everything is still okay, which would cause the government then to react the way that they did. I don't know. There's so many different rabbit holes you can go through with this. I'm on the fence. I do think something happened, but I also think there's a huge human element and a huge government element. I have to go unknown on this. There's just so many different variables here. I can't put a finger on one of them.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll have to see if I can remember how to speak. It's been so long. All right. So this is interesting because I think I'm going to tie together what all of you are saying to a certain degree. I mean, from what who I've been talking to over the past week, the shows that we had done at Ghostbox Radio Friday, we did a drone where we had people send in footage that they were taking, and we were running it on the show. Monday, I was speaking with Tom Conwell. Either of you familiar with that name at all? He is an author, and but he also, like you, Miriam, he speaks with aliens. He gets messages, and he speaks a lot about a lot of different things. So first off, I think, folks, if you are seeing footage, and Ryan, tell me both of you tell me if you disagree or not. If you're seeing footage and it has flashing lights on it, that's a pretty good indicator that's not alien. That is more of FAA regulation. UFOs, UAPs, alien ships are not going to, alien ships are not going to have lights that flash to alert anybody of safety regulations or anything like that. They might have different types of lighting, but not like on the top and bottom, the red and the whatever flashing. This is something that that's very human. So talking with Tom about it, he believes that there is alien influence there, right, Miriam? Like you talked about the drones that are being sent up, and now you have the other side of it where it's now being cluttered by people who they're taking advantage of it, and they're sending up theirs, and it's cluttering the information. It's cluttering the direction of like what we're supposed to be seeing, basically. And that he believes that the government is sending up drones to mask the alien ships that are around. And this kind of goes back to the idea of two things: ascension and disclosure. So ascension, well, let's not talk about ascension right now. Let's talk about disclosure. And that's something that, a lot of people always want to know about. They want to know if when we're going to know, like, for sure about aliens, if they're going to introduce themselves, is it going to be government introducing themselves, whatever. One of the things that I had asked Tom for his opinion on was whether or not, how long has disclosure been going on? The fact of the matter is, it's possible that, something like Roswell in modern times was the start of disclosure. Like he believes that the idea of disclosure is not one where they're going to just land. It's like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You come out of the ship and they say hello, but it's the whole thing. And I think you alluded to this, Miriam, where you're it's like when you're doing a certain type of batter and you need to add egg to warm, and you have to temper it, because if you put it all in at once, you're gonna scramble the eggs. That's what this disclosure is. It's tempering us. It's getting us ready for what's going to happen. A lot of people, I always hear the year 2027 as a date for possible, not only disclosure, but even possibly ascension. And so with that, it's over time. And he believes that this is another part of it, another part of disclosure, where you're getting people like opening, really starting to think more about this, where it comes to a point that when the idea of disclosure truly does take shape, that it's not going to be a complete like, holy cow, I didn't see that coming, even though I've been watching all these films for, a billion years. It's interesting. He thinks that films like Independence Day, which puts aliens in a very bad light, he thinks that that's all part of the disclosure process. He thinks that he doesn't see it as negative towards aliens coming here. He thinks that it is, he just thinks that this is, part of the overall process of what we have to deal with to get to this point. Something I find very interesting about ascension, and basically, folks, ascension is, us becoming like not one with aliens and their belief system, but that we're pretty close, that we have come to a higher vibration ourselves. Now, I say this, and I've said this twice on my show. I don't think anyone truly gets what I'm getting at here, so I'm going to try it again, because they take it literally when I say this. But I wanted to bring it up because, Ryan, you bring up the angel, the orb of the angel, and there is going to be that correlation of religion, whether we like it or not, to this. Ascension, if you look at especially Catholicism, ascension actually sounds no different than rapture, in the sense that ascension is all about, in some ways, you're allowing yourself to be one with this new ideology of what the aliens bring. You're creating a higher vibration. Some people believe with ascension you go with them, and with rapture, of course, that's always been like, if you're not pious, if you're not this, you're not that, you're going to be left behind, and all the good people are going to be taken up. And the thing that I've always wondered about is, I'm not saying that for sure this is what that meant, but you know how things get like a game of telephone throughout the centuries, that maybe some alien influence talked to some people back in time and talked about what the ultimate goal is ascension, and what this is. And over time, that ideation mutated itself to become the rapture. So instead of something that's like, you're gonna be on a journey to become a higher vibration, and it's gonna be leading to a better life and a better being. Of course, as humans, especially ones with religious intent, sometimes turns it into something that's more like punish base, or if you don't do it, you become this. And I just find that very interesting, because you're talking about those three things, and Tom pretty much talked about those three things as well. The only thing that he didn't really talk about is that third piece of it, with something screwing around a little bit, kind of mutating the message that's trying to get out. But he's definitely believes that and I tend to as well, that those drones are coming up. They're hiding something, so, but because you're seeing so many different types of things in the sky, that I could see that easily being it. Now, Ryan, I also feel like that high def photo that you showed us, that you found on your feed, doesn't that just look like a bubble? Like someone blew a bubble, like a really high quality photo of it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's it's just really interesting. But ultimately, I think we have some interesting times ahead for us, and I worry that people are going to panic unnecessarily. I worry that people are going to jump to the wrong conclusion. It's like when we did, like doing this show, or when I did my 2 shows, I'm telling people, don't turn this into a War of the Worlds sort of experience where, you're scaring people, because this isn't a time to be scared. This is a time to, be ready and open and see what's coming our way. And so, I find the correlations between what both of you are saying. And that's why I was like, I couldn't wait to talk about it, because it's like, I think we're all on the same page here. And I think that, this is really exciting stuff. It's a shame that other people are going to, they're going to launch their own drones, and there's people out there, and they don't have to be. It's always nice, though, if they are a little bit more educated on what stuff looks like. And hopefully now, we can start educating people, like, don't jump to conclusions when you see something. Don't assume a whole lot. There's going to be fakes. There's going to be this, but know that, that there is something happening, and that I do not feel any fear from this whatsoever. Mm-hmm. I'm not. The only thing that's surreal is how much this is taken on, in terms of like with mainstream media and other places, that they're actually taking this on board. But this is a time for us to, I think, to evolve ourselves, take one step further into believing and being ready for that ultimate disclosure that's going to happen. And that that even though government, if this is true, and governments are kind of hiding this for whatever reason, that ultimately their governments or anything else are not going to matter, because this is the direction we're going, and it becomes more about humanity versus government, countries, rules, that sort of thing. So yeah, I definitely believe that it is government that's part of it, but it's because of an alien influence. And I forget if that's myth or mystery. So whatever. So.
I mean, I went mystery, but we get to make the rules. I mean, it's like, I would say it's a mystery. Don't you think? You would say mystery?
I would say mystery. Absolutely. Because as soon, if you just say, as soon as you think that there's any alien to it at all, even if it's just one of the 75 sightings we've seen or whatever.
Yeah.
If it's even one, that's mystery.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to see what the audience voted?
Yeah.
Pre-analysis, which was yesterday.
They were at 40% myth, 15% mystery, and 44% unknown.
Team Ryan.
Wow. So this is going to be very interesting, folks. When we did this in 2024, did your analysis change? Whether it did or not, please vote again. We want to know if the panel has shifted your viewpoint or if any of you have passed away from the start of the show. We want to know if your viewpoint has shifted on image number 1. Remember, even if your analysis did not change, please vote the same one more time. Here is the countdown to image number 1. All right, the panel has given their analysis. Now it's time to hear what the audience thought of the video and everything we've been saying.
All right, so we'll have to go through quick because it's getting late, even for me, right?
And I wonder how that happened. It just ignores me now.
I'm totally ignoring you. I just want to see if I think people are just joining the conversation here. More than I got kind of like their there's questions in here. Who is Mary? Okay, so yeah, this was all just Linda, are we still voting? The Atraxel, I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's a Doctor Who reference. Ignore Chuck.
Okay.
As we often do.
Ignore Chuck. Okay. Linda's saying there's a Thomas Crown roof here earlier in English and lawyers. Okay, I'm not sure what that was. Okay. Okay, that's we don't got anything, people. It's everyone was just joining the conversation, which I really appreciate and love. But nothing necessarily specific to that, but I've got our numbers.
Okay.
So audience analysis was a bummer. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Post analysis,
we went down to 21% myth, up to 50% mystery, and down to 28% unknown.
Wow. All right. Certainly an interesting conversation tonight, to be sure.
Very much so.
Yeah, wow. There we go. All right.
Awesome.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard here. And so what do we have here?
So you guys voted mystery. I probably should have voted mystery, but I went unknown. And then the audience agreed with you guys and went mystery on it.
And they were correct to do so.
I mean, to be fair to Ryan, yes, like it was all, we could have, technically, should we have been unknown? Should we have been, it's a whole thing. It's a whole myth or mystery on how we should have voted. But I like the little Santa hat.
It is nice with the
that would
little
not be
lights.
down there. Yeah, no. Harlow, what do you think? Are you still with us?
I'm still here.
That's good.
It's a lot. It's a lot to process. I came into the show thinking it was a combination of 3 sources, and I end up the same way. It's interesting.
Wow. That's I mean, what an incredible I mean, there is so much to process, and I think this is worth reviewing the show again just to kind of pick up, because there's a lot of information that's coming out that's being discussed and whatnot, and boy, I mean, it's surreal, but what an exciting time, I think.
Yeah.
You know? Very much so.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what continues to happen.
Totally. So folks, before we head off, just want to say, as this is our last one of 2024, Miriam, this is the last one of 2024. January is the start of 2025. Thank you all so much for watching us and supporting us this year. Thank you to my 3 co-hosts for, I was going to say put up with me, but I'm pretty awesome.
Oh.
So, you have something to say, Miriam?
No, other than I love you guys, and we'll do a fun little 1-year celebration when we all come back.
That's right, on January 2nd.
On January
2025.
Right, in 2025. and folks, just know, I mean, mark it on your calendar, because a lot of other shows that are on these networks probably won't be on that week. So just know we are on January 2nd, 2025. So just a reminder, if you caught paranormal on camera or have an extraordinary ghost or alien experience you would like to share, please send it through our website, mythormysterylive.com. If you enjoyed our show, please like and share. We're going to be back in 2 weeks on Thursday, January 2nd at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central. Everyone, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you all for your support this year, and we will be back on January 2nd, 2025. Everyone, have a great week.
Good dog.